Hello there, and welcome to the Statistics Survival Guide, Complete Protection from Statistics in the Wild. This is my textbook that I worked on last semester tirelessly, and now it's done and finessed and ready for you. So the table of contents is where you'll begin, and you'll see that you can click any of these hyperlinks and it'll pop out that chapter as a separate window, which is kind of handy if you're wanting to look at multiple chapters at the same time. You can also just navigate the textbook through the tab that's over here. Now, make sure that you read about the textbook, and you can read about me as well at the end. And then really dig into this preface because this will really help set the tone for the class and will help you think about mindset and how to approach taking a statistics class. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. There's some good videos, some inspiration. Danny McCaskill's awesome, so check him out and just kind of review that for fun. Then chapter 1 is your first real chapter, and I'm going to use this as an example to show you how to navigate through the textbook and to use it. Actually, let's go ahead and look at chapter 4 because that one has Excel practice in it. All right, so if we go to full screen mode, so you don't want to view your chapter in this mode because it's not optimal, you can't see everything, and you don't really need to navigate with these tabs while you read. But when you click full screen and go into the chapter, now you have a table of contents for that chapter. Instead of a table of contents for the book over here, you've got each section. You'll notice that the knowledge check is listed with a heading so that it pops up here too. So if you ever need to jump straight to quiz questions, you can just click on that and it takes you right to whatever questions are in that section. So make sure you are navigating with this when you're doing your skill check and you need to go back and review certain sections. This makes it really easy to go exactly where you need to go. All right? Also notice that there is going to be, so you'll see, right? It kind of flows into, there's concepts. I gave lots of flowcharts. I love flowcharts and figures to try to help you understand things. This is a very table and figure heavy chapter because it's all about making tables and figures. So you see lots of visuals, lots of examples. These knowledge check questions will pop up. After you answer it the first time, a hint will pop up if you got it wrong. If you got it correct, it'll give you the hint and the explanation immediately. But if you get it wrong the first time, you get a hint, then you get to try again. And no matter if you got it right or wrong the second time, you'll get all the explanations and all the feedback embedded. Make sure you're reading that, okay? So let's go ahead and skip to the Excel practice section just so you can see what that looks like. In this Excel practice, you're doing some word formatting as well. I'm showing you how to take tables and figures and make them beautiful at APA style in Word. And you'll see there's a video that comes with each data set here. All right. And then also you'll have to go to Google Sheets to get your data, and then you'll download it on your computer and use your downloaded installed version of Excel to follow through all my points and clicks in these videos, really walking you through it. This one has 6 videos. That's not always the case. Some of the chapters just have 1, but I'm teaching you how to do a ton of tables and figures in this chapter, which if you remember from the syllabus overview video, I give you 2 weeks for this chapter for that reason. So make sure you don't get behind. Here's a content warning with some pretty heavy stuff about how not controlling for population size can lead to misleading statistics. So I can let you dig into that when we get to chapter 4. Okay, so some cool things about the book too. Check it out. If you're reading and you're like, man, something's weird, you could highlight a statement in the book. And this is your version of the book. So whatever notes you make stay with you. So you can either mark something as important. So maybe, let's see, something that's really important. The relative size of groups must be compared and must be considered and controlled for. So I'm going to highlight that. That's important. So whenever you go back and review the chapter, the important stuff you highlighted will be in green. But what if you go like highlight this, lower overall occurrence? Like maybe you don't know what that means. Well, you could mark that as confusing as you read, and then later, if you haven't figured it out after you do the quiz or the knowledge check questions, you can post a question about whatever you highlighted and read in the question and answer discussion forum. Now this is my favorite tool, so check it out. So like different types of tables, blah, 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 blah. All right. This is where you can add a bookmark. So this is kind of like when it's especially important and you also want to take notes on it. So you could take notes over here, and then the next time that you, and hit finish, then the next time that you're reading through the chapter, you could just click on that and it'll bring up your notes. So that is in your notebook as well, where you can go to your notes and it takes you right to that section of the chapter, or you can go from that section of the chapter and it takes you to your notes. Now, if you don't want to see all these options and you want to have a better view of the chapter, you can hide this and you can even zoom in a little and now it's all chapter all the time. It's also worth noting that the textbook has an app, so you can download the Top Hat app and you can access my chapters through the app. And students have said it's pretty awesome. I haven't tried it yet, but I encourage you to try it if that works for you. Also, if you want to get back to the table of or the index, right, you can go here. And then to get back to the table of contents for the whole book, you just scroll up and go to close. Sometimes like the window gets funky, so just make sure you go all the way to the right and scroll up, and then you'll get that little close. And then you can go back to all the contents. All right, before I let you go, check out these great student resources. So you've got terminology and jargon. So I took all the terminology and put it into this here. There's two different versions. There's the linked version that you see here. So if you're like bar graphs, oh, okay, what? That just takes you to chapter 4. So it kind of makes it easier to go to the chapter that's, related to that definition or that terminology. But then there is a PDF version that you can download. Right here, you can click the download link, and then you can just save that on your computer and have that. So this is a more user-friendly version if you're not looking in the textbook at the time. You'll also see a formula sheet here. Again, the math's not important in this class, but the formulas help you understand the concepts, and there's formulas throughout because of that. So you'll see flowcharts and formulas all in this one sheet. So you don't have to look at all the chapters and try to find them. They're all here. And this is a PDF, so you can download this as well. Also, all of the data sets and links for all the Excel tutorials are conveniently located in this document as well. So maybe at the end of the semester or even now, you could just save this so that you have a really easy way to just jump to these tutorials and these data sets so that after the class is over, if you ever need to do a t-test, you'll be able to jump right to it and find that Excel tutorial for you. In addition to this, there's also a guide to using your textbook, so you can check out this website and look at that. And then there's also FAQs. You need to download it and use it to have the links work. All right, so that's it. That's all I have for you. If you have any questions about how to navigate the textbook or use its features, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I hope that you enjoy this format and the way that this textbook is programmed and the way it works for you.